And good mornings, the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. We're looking to get more into the 7:30 time slot, a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show, just because we get kids off to school, get ready for the transition into the workday, and try to get out of here and moving along to all the stuff we got to do. So anyway, today is our 890th episode, right? So we're 10 away from 900. So that's pretty cool. Today, I want to talk about, I mentioned yesterday about what I observed differently in the happiness factor in the Philadelphia Phillies in their 2022 run. And I'm going to give you 5 things that I observe, and I'm thinking this is what I'm seeing. I don't have any direct verification, but just 5 things that I see them making them into the performing team that they are today, in spite of major problems like switching the coach out in the beginning of the year, losing their, Bryce Harper, their big power hitter, for a good chunk of the season, and everybody was like, "Is it doomed? Is he going to come back? What's the plan?" So I want to talk about even despite those major hurdles that this team had to overcome, how they seem to be very happy, not just because they're winning, but why are they happy and what are they doing to get there? So we'll talk about that. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester, and I promise it's the last Philly thing that we do. I had my little Philly cap, got my little Phillies. This will be the last one we do. Though, if we win this, well, when we win the World Series positive, right? There'll be a little celebration. So we'll go with that. Anyway, so what do we do in the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show? We talk about Scrum and Agile in a way that's practical and tactical so that you can bring value to your customer, not work crazy hours to bring that value to the customer, and to get home to family and friends and have some fun. So we're going to talk a little fun, little happiness section on this episode. And then we're going to get back into the details of Scrum and Agile and the technical stuff and the tactical stuff that people seem to really appreciate or want to hear. So the happiness thing, why am I talking about this? So there's 5 things I observe. So if you're reflecting as a coach and a fan of the Phillies, what's going on this year? They had 2 major problems that creeped up and could have destroyed most teams, to be honest with you. I mean, just devastated. One, they had changed the coach. So the manager got changed out earlier in the year. And then Bryce Harper broke his hand, right? And he was out for, I think, 2 months almost, pretty close to 2 months. And it's like, what's going to happen when he comes back? Are they going to do it? And a couple of things I saw evolve on the team, the attitude, they didn't let that take them down. One was the coach. First they got together, and then with Bryce Harper. So I want to talk about the 5 things that I think I see in the team to build this high-performing, happy team, right? So, one, they're not letting themselves get down on bad events. So they're not dwelling on the negativity, the failures. Even when someone on their team fails, they're not jumping on the person saying you did terrible. And I think that kind of goes to the previous coach, and I'm not too sure. There was a vibe out there that they had to keep nitpicking at stuff and tweaking stuff and micromanaging stuff rather than enjoy what they do. So they're trying to overthink the game, and they weren't enjoying the game like when they were kids. They're professionals. They're really good. They can enjoy the game and perform. So, and that goes to the next one. But I think they were overthinking some stuff. But in general, they didn't let themselves get down when bad things happen, which is a positive. Celebrating, of course, they're celebrating. They won the championship here for the National League. Celebrating the games, celebrating individual little victories, which we don't do enough in Scrum and Agile. Most of the teams, they don't celebrate. When I first started Agile and Scrum, we would celebrate and high five on getting stories completed and all. And now it's not a celebration as much as it's kind of a machine, which is a shame because we should celebrate when we complete stories and get stuff done, get stuff into the hands of the customer. We should celebrate that. And if you're not really celebrating that, you need to really incorporate that more. Bonding as a team. I think they bonded as a team more and became closer in their thought process and how they operate. And if you hear Bryce Harper talk about they're his buddies, they're his teammates, they really take teammate to a point where they are hanging out together, knowing each other, congratulating each other, picking each other up when they do, and then bonding closer as a team and getting that. It's not like you're over here, you're over there, but they're all gravitating towards that event. And here's one, not depending on the coach. When they got their coach change, I think they decided as a team, and when Harper got hurt, they decided, since they were closer as a team and bonding before Harper got hurt, is they needed to depend on each other as much, if not more, than they depended on the coach to pick them up. And I think that was one thing during this season that they did. So in a Scrum team, it's not about the Scrum Master getting them all pumped up. It's about them getting each other all pumped up for what they're doing. And the Scrum Master's job is to allow that and feed that event to happen. So it's not depending on the Scrum Master, but they learn to bond together, depend on each other, and operate independently. Still, you need a coach. You need a manager, because they can see things and do a lot of stuff that the teammate might not do. Do some analytics, understand what the best opportunities are. But the team depends on each other and pumps each other. They grew closer, and they learn not to depend so much on the coach, which I think is key and why their productivity is high. And the fifth one is the goal. If you're listening to Bryce Harper when he did his conversation, the goal was the World Series. The ultimate goal was like your sprint goal. What's the goal? And each game is one day at a time. It's not like, what are we going to do when we meet this team? No, it's about tonight we have this. We have to do this. We have to understand what our competition does, where we need to hit, what's possible, and talk it out and plan for each day, each iteration of each game, into the final goal of getting to the World Series and winning the World Series. That's their goal. So they have a vision that they're going for. They're taking one game at a time and playing the best and taking advantage of where they can. So those are the 5 things. 1, they're not getting each other down when bad things happen. 2, they're celebrating when they have good things, which we don't do enough in these machine Scrum things that are going on. Bonding as a team, getting closer, getting to know each other as a team. That's why we do these, trust building exercises and stuff like that. Not depending on coach, so not depending on the Scrum Master to tell them what to do every time. I don't think they're depending on the manager to do. They're smart people. They're professionals. They have a good idea on their shoulders what they need to be doing. So I think they're working more together, not depending on the coach, though they do listen to the coach and take the input in there. But I think they're depending on themselves as a team to bring themselves through, especially after Bryce Harper fell. They can let it all do, but I think they gravitated together as a team and welcomed Bryce Harper back in when he was healthy. So that just elevated the game up even higher. And the ultimate goal to win the World Series, they have a goal. I think that's what a lot of Scrum teams nowadays, they just don't do that. And then working every game at a time. They may make mistakes one game, but they make up for it later, and they don't get on shoes down, and they celebrate when they do move the goalpost. So those are the 5 things that I think, as a coach, an observer, a fan of the Philadelphia 2022 Phillies. I hope I'm not going overboard on some of this with that, but I wanted to share 5 things I observed just watching them develop over the season, because it was a rough season. I honestly, I didn't know if they're going to do this, but I think they grew as a team and bonded closer with the obstacles that were put in front of them, like changing out coaches, losing one of their best player, their kiosk player, and them getting better and bonding together. So with that, I just wanted to share that with you. I promise this is the last one. Tonight we're doing the jobs report. Should be doing that tonight. And we'll see how things are going. So I want to say thank you. And don't forget, there is a happiness section on the Agile Online Summit that I'm chairing that's coming up early November. And I look forward to seeing you there on the November 2nd through the 4th. And it's free. And I hope you get to attend and get some good things you can bring back to your team. I learned a lot from the people that I interviewed and helped put the recordings up for the event. So I want to thank you all. You have a great day. Happy scrumming, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll do some more tactical Scrum stuff tomorrow and get into the details of each one of the events and where we're going. So take care. Bye. See ya.